What's up, guys? So today I'm going to remove my battery box, or the battery tray I should say, so I can spray it black. And then I have an oil catch can that I'm going to install on another video. But today I just want to get the tray out, and I've already started loosening the bolts. I actually don't have an extension that I need, so I'm kind of just doing a ghetto rig with some vice grips and hooking it onto an extension with the socket to get the bolts out. So don't mind my ghetto rig, but it's doing the job. So let's finish getting these bolts out, and we'll get to looking at it, see if I need to kind of scuff it up a little bit with some sandpaper and then prime it and spray it. So I got this one out, and I got the other ones loose. This is my rig, by the way. I know it's not the coolest thing in the world, but I kind of loaned some of my tools to some people and they just don't know how to return them, so kind of SOL. But I bought all these parts for the car and I want to get them installed rather than just keeping them in my garage and not doing anything with them. Why spend the money if you're not going to install them? Let me grab some needle nose so I can get this little clamp off here. There we go. So long story short, this is it. Every car comes with one. Sorry if I keep wiping my head. It is hotter than hot in Arizona. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here and we're going to spray it off. And I'm just going to kind of scuff it up a little bit and prime it up. I got some primer right here. I'm a little worn out because I've got a lot of things going on in my life right now. And I'm just busy. So this is stuff that my son bought for his bike and didn't end up painting his bike. He ended up going to do a different route as far as getting it powder coated. So I'm going to use his stuff whether he likes it or not. But this is it. It's just a black and some primer. I used to do some paint work back in the days, and everybody knows that if you don't primer, then you're not going to give the paint something to adhere to. So let's go rinse this off on my hose, and then we will go from there. It is a nice day out today. It's just warm. Don't mind my weeds and all that. Ooh, water's warm. Let's get this going a little faster. I'm going to sand this down a bit and get some of this rust off of there. I was gonna order a new one, but why do such if you don't need to? Kind of pointless. Hope everybody's having a good Sunday. Hope everybody's having a good weekend. At the same time, school's almost out if you got kids. I got kids and they're a pain in the butt. So let's figure this out. I'm gonna dry it off. Find me a rag I'm not gonna ruin. I always have microfibers, as everybody knows. If you watch my videos or you follow my Instagram, I detail cars for a living, so I do have a lot of microfiber towels, and they just seem to disappear. So with that being said, let's get this tripod set up with the GoPro so I can better check you guys out and you guys can see me, and we'll get this thing wiped off so that way I can prime it. Get it dried up. So if you guys want to leave down in the comments below, does anybody have a project they're working on? If you haven't watched, I only have 2 videos up on my YouTube, but if you haven't watched either of them, or if you don't check out my Instagram, I just bought a new camera. I'm still on my GoPro Hero 3 Plus, but I just bought a new camera, and I bought this car about a year ago. It seemed like it drove fine when I bought it. I only paid $300 for it, but when I bought the car, it seemed like it was driving fine. Ended up taking me 2 hours to get it home because the torque converter went bad, and so it took me a while to find a transmission that wasn't going to be $600-700 and in good condition. So I took the chances, found one for basically $100. The guy never responded, said he was going to send me a picture, and then I ended up getting it for free in the end. So with that being said, I installed it, and it's an automatic, swapping it over to a manual. I'm keeping the AC, depending on if I'm going to turbo it, I'm probably just going to leave it, you know, do like a mini-me swap. I do have a Y8 motor with a VTEC, so I don't know, I may just, you know, keep it simple and go from there for now. At the same time, I do like turbos, but everybody knows with turbos you have issues. So enough talking and mumbling, because this is going to be a long video. Let's get this sanded down a little bit and primered up. If I can go find some sandpaper, let's go see if we can find some sandpaper. I know I got some around here. May not be the best grit, but it'll work. But yeah, anyways, I was saying, if you guys have a project you're working on, comment below. I started this channel so people that don't have a lot of money, for me, money's not an issue. But I started it for people who don't have a lot of money. Build it for yourself. Don't build it because you go to a car show and you know you see someone's build and you're like, okay, that's probably the trend nowadays. I'm 38 years old. I don't build anything for anyone except for myself. I just bought this. It's a sedan. If you don't know what a sedan, it's a 4-door car, 99 Civic. And I bought it because I have 2 kids. Well, I have 4, but I have 2 that are with me full time, and they're into cars. And so I bought it because I wanted to, you know, do something. I have an EK Coupe, same year, but I wanted to get this car because I wanted to show people that you can do things on a budget, and you don't have to go crazy money into things. I just ordered coilovers for the car. I don't like stock height. I don't like a gap between the tires and the fender well, but at the same time I don't, you know, like it, the stance look. The stance look is not my thing. I like the car to still ride nice, and if I put people in the back seat, I don't want to have rubbing, and you know, it's just not my thing. But at the same time, you know, I like to share what I know. I am new to the Honda scene, but at the same time, I know about cars. I worked on Mustangs for many years, and I owned one. But it's one of those things that you just got to do what you got to do to have fun. And you know, tonight there's a local car meet that is over at the Bomba place, so I'm gonna go check that out tonight. Still having issues with my car. It starts, but I haven't drove it around anywhere close to where I'm at right now. And you know, I need to get that figured out. So anyways, let's get to sanding this thing before it turns into a long video like I said previously. And get this sanded down, get it primed, see if I can find some cardboard or something to lay it on, and go from there. So let's go out here and sand it down, and then we'll lay it on a Home Depot bucket and get it primed. Don't mind the noise. I'm gonna set you guys up on this tripod right here, if I can do it without tipping and flipping. Yeah, if you guys got a project you're working on and you want to just tell me what you're working on, you know, whether it's import or if it's domestic, you know, the car scene needs to come together more. And so you know, we don't have enough people in the car scene that everybody's kind of too busy worrying about showing off their car and thinking that they're better than everybody. And you know, everybody knows that I met Vasily Garage, and dude's an awesome guy. And I haven't known him that long, but you know, he's the type of guy that he'll give you the shirt off his back. And you know, me and him just clicked, and he's an awesome guy. And if you don't know who he is, it's Vasily Racing. Check out his channel on YouTube. Go subscribe. Give the guy a like, you know, on his videos. He's an awesome guy, and I respect that guy very much. So I'm just gonna scuff this up. You don't have to go crazy on it. You just want to give it something. You know, one, you want to get the rust off there, but that's what primer's for. But at the same time, you want to also, you know, have something for the primer to adhere to. So let's wipe it down. We'll get some primer on it. And I mean, I think some people, they go a little too crazy on getting things wiped down and sanded down and all that. So, you know, you don't have to go buck wild with it. Just keep it simple, Sam. But yeah, if you guys follow me on my Instagram, I did do a post with my grandpa. It's almost to the end, but everyone who has said, you know, they're sending prayers my way, I do. Much love, I appreciate it. I go see him every day. I just went and saw him this morning, and you know, telling him who I am. And he's got dementia really bad, so he doesn't remember. And I got him to open his eyes, but you know, they took oxygen off, and that's a whole nother story. If you want to, you know, send prayers and all that, send them to my Instagram. But you know, I love that guy to death because I have a lot of history growing up with him and doing things with him. So I'm gonna miss him a lot, but I hate seeing him suffer. So let's get this bad boy primered up. I'm gonna sit you guys up on my tripod, and you're sitting on my gas line box, if you want to call it, because I'm on the side of the house. I don't like overspray on my car. So you know, let's get this going. Enough talking. There we go. Alright, set it up on a Home Depot bucket, and we're just gonna go to town. Hopefully you guys can see it. Shake the primer up a little bit. And when you prime, you just want to do light coats. You don't want to go too crazy. You don't want to go all nuts and everything. You know, do a couple coats, and you know, go from there. So let's scoot this back. I don't want to get anything on camera. I'm gonna hold this because I can already see that I'm gonna get crap on here and I don't want to ruin my lens. So yeah, all you're trying to do is just get a simple base coat. You know, get the whole thing, get it primered. Wait 10 minutes, come back and do another coat. So, at the same time, does anybody have specific wheels that they like? I've been going back and forth, trying to figure out rims for this car. Rims, wheels, whatever you want to call it. Everybody's got their own take on what they're called. Anyways, I'm going to try to figure out what wheels I want to put on here and go from there. Very indecisive. I was going to do the RPF ones, I think is what they're called. But I was also going to do like some JNCs or some Inkies. I've been out of the game as far as wheels. Everything I used to get was for my Mustang, so I'm going from, you know, Cobra R wheels to wheels that are for Hondas. And the wheels that came on my car are 17s. They got some road rash, curb rash, whatever. And yeah, they're just crap. So one of the lip is bent. I can take it and have it figured out. But I'm just going to, you know, once I get the coilovers, I'm going to get the wheels that I want. I'm probably going to do 15s or 16s and, you know, go from there. So if you guys got different wheels that you like and you want to throw them down in the comments, throw them down in the comments. My next video, I'm going to try and get this valve cover figured out. I want to paint it, but I don't know if I want to do wrinkle black or wrinkle red. But it's the fingerprints and all that's kind of driving me nuts. I'm going to end up getting a new radiator. I'm going to do a dual core. I'm going to get a new distributor cover. And I need to do some spark plugs and some wires. Who knows when the last time this car's had any kind of tune-up. I have oil inside the house that I had bought with an oil filter. I know a lot of people say that they use Honda, but you know what? On my EK Coupe, I've used K&N, and I hammered on that car. That car was like 1,900 pounds. It was gutted, full wire tuck. No AC, no power steering, no power brakes, nothing. It was just the motor and the harness and the trans, and thing was freaking quick. But yeah, I want to get some things done on this car. It's not the cleanest engine bay, but it was worse when I bought it. And, you know, quote, some people, you know, they go and they clean the car up and they detail it, the engine, because they try to hide things. I know this because I detail cars and I do it professionally. We don't work on anything that's cheap, and not saying Hondas are cheap, but we do all like Bentleys and Rolls Royces and Teslas and Range Rovers and Porsches and Ferraris and all that stuff. So all of our cars that we work on, as far as detailing, you know, I own half the business. But you know, it's one of those things that we don't detail cheap cars, and so they're never dirty. And you know, this lady just, you know, she almost didn't lie, but she did at the same time. Said the car ran fine, and all she had to do was tell me that the car went into false neutral when you drove it for a long period of time. And you know what? I'm not complaining because I got a tranny for free, and I paid $300 for the car. It's registered. Got to do some body work on it and get it painted. Throw the coilovers on it. Throw all the parts I have that I bought for it. Got headlights. I got a grill. Got the oil catch can. I'm gonna, before I do the